reflections sliding on the pane, clouds expanding far below. Telephone vibration stops, footsteps crossing polished tiles, numbers shifting on the screen, steel frames cutting through the light. Card keys tapping at the gate, cool wind drifting through the hall, signal arrows blink ahead, window reflections stretch along, street lights pulse beyond the grid, taxi roofs reflect the dawn, sleeves pushed back against the edge, fingers tracing silver grain. Escalator rails hum and sync, glass walls stretching toward the street, bus lines, signals flicker gold, morning engines circle wide, rolling shutters lift in rows, chrome reflections sweep the lane, crosswalk patterns slide beneath, ticket scanners flashing blue, doorways folding toward the square, traffic currents fill the lane, sidewalk rhythm fills the block, luggage wheels align in waves, platform numbers glow above, train lights curve along the steel, hands brush lightly past the rail, coat lines shifting with the wind, hands on the rail beside the glass, second markers turning fast, shoes aligned across the floor, echo rolling toward the door, clock light flickers down the hall, elevator cable start below, city traffic bends in lines, breath cuts softly through the air, luggage wheels across the seam, northbound engines start to turn, station speakers shift in waves, glass doors slide without a sound, crosswalk signals flashing white, headlights streak beneath the bridge, sleeves cut through the morning wind, concrete trembles under steps, runway markers line the glow, silver wings reflect the dawn, window frames collect the light, cloud lines open far beyond, hands on the rail beside the glass, hallway reflections pulling wide, ticket numbers glowing blue, footsteps moving past the line, clock light glowing on the wall, train reflections running bright, street grids stretching in lines, door frames shifting into light, second markers pulse again, glass reflections across the floor, soft steps passing through the hall, handles turning at the door. Runway numbers glowing white, rolling turbines start in waves, window panels catch the sun, seatbelt lights flash down the lane, overhead bins slide in rows, engine pressure fills the frame, terminal bridges drift behind, silver railings curve away, ticket edges fold in hand, cloud reflections cross the wing, ground vehicles stream beneath, morning heat bends through the glass, Pressure rhythms hold the frame, seat back screens reflect the dawn. Passing rivers turn to lines, wink to patterns, slice the air. Condensation trails expand, sunlight rolls across the steel. Northern coastline stretching wide, cabin pressure pulls in waves. Engine currents tighten low, flight indicators pulse ahead. Skyline traces drift below. First flight over waking streets, silver lines beneath the wings. Cloud banks stretching far and wide, window halos flashing bright. Runway turning into gold, blue horizon running wide. Altitude across the glass, jet streams carving through the sky. Turbine echoes blend in rhythm, sunlines sweep across the wing. Mountain outlines drift below, ocean currents twist in silver. Cabin lights glow into amber, route markers glow in rows. Snowfields spread beyond the clouds, northern air expands ahead. First flight over waking streets, silver lines beneath the wings. Cloud banks stretching far and wide, window halos flashing bright. Flight paths crossing through the blue, sunlit pressure through the frame. Altitude across the glass, jet lines stretching through the blue. Seatbelt markers glowing soft, cloud reflections drift in waves. Window frames collect the dawn, wing lights stretching through the blue. Volcanic smoke across the road, board wheels rattling over stone. Sulfur colors stain the ground, thermal currents twist in waves. Loose black gravel shifts beneath, paint marks flash beside the tires. Steam lines drift across the hills, orange warning lights blink low. Wind pressure cuts along the sleeves, roadside mirrors catch the sun. Mountain cables stretch in rows, radio pulses through the frame. Helmet straps brush near the jaw, ash light spreads across the lane. Passing trucks reflecting chrome, white terrain unfolds ahead. Board trucks grind against the curve, dust trails circle through the air. Cracked white lines sweep downhill, engine echoes cross the ridge. Thermal haze bends through the sky, guardrails streak beside the road. Branch supports flash underneath, signal poles lean through the turn. Distant turbines spinning white, road signs vibrate in the wind. Coast markers cut beside the cliffs. Harbor rooftops spread below. Silver water bends in motion. Bridge cables cross the horizon. Freight lines slide beside the coast. Orange markers glow in rows. Blue air rushing through the frame. Volcanic road under the wheels. Smoke and sunlight drifting wide. Gravity pulling through the turn. Fast white lines across the ground. Rolling downhill through the steam. Heat waves lifting from the stone. Open coast beyond the bridge. Board lights flashing into gold. Steam lines crossing through the hills. Wheel marks sliding down the lane. Helmet reflections catch the sun. Road curves stretching toward the coast. Cold blue currents cross the hull. Harbor cables sway in waves. Northern water bends in silver. Pressure circles through the frame. Foam lines spread beside the rail. Dive lights shimmer through the spray. Engine pulses drift below. Salt patterns slide across the glass. Wetsuit seams pull at the arms. Compass markers blink in blue. Breathing valves release in rhythm. Surface signals stretch behind. Ocean motion fills the lane. Current pressure rolls beneath. Water reflections sweep the steel. Wide blue currents fill the frame. Deep wave patterns shift below. Bubble trails extend in lines. Thermal ripples cross the surface. Tide rhythm sweep beside the boat. Silver fins cut through the blue. Water reflections bending curves. Floating markers flash in rows. Pressure echoes pulse beneath. Sea spray gathers on the mast. Coastline lights drift through the mist. Rope tension vibrates through the glass. Sea currents spiral toward the bay. Underwater sunlight flickers. Blue reflections spread across the rocks. Wide ocean patterns unfold beyond. Surface ripples turn to gold. Compass signals sweep ahead. Pressure lines collect in waves. Boat rails tremble through the current. Harbor outline stretching wide. Dive tanks shift beside the deck. Foam currents roll beneath the hull. Wide sea motion fills the frame. Northern coastlines glow and glow, 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 glow. Current rhythms hold the motion. Silver tides expand below. Passing reflections cross the water. Engine lights reflect in amber. Wave pressure bends against the steel. Floating markers drift in rows. Blue water stretches beyond. Ocean nose curve through the light. tension pulls in waves. Metal clips flash near the gloves. Ice patterns spread beneath the boots. Cold air circles through the pass. Backpack straps press through the coat. Altitude signs blur in wide. Breathing rhythms pulse and sync. Granite pathways split ahead. Signal flags whip through the wind. Cloud banks roll beneath the edge. Trail markers glow across the slope. Mountain rails cut through the ice. Helmet reflections catch the dawn. Radio currents drift and bursts. Snowfields ripple toward the sky. Sun pressure bends across the frame. Northbound ridges rise in rows. Boot lines pressed against the stone. Wind currents sweep beneath the arms. High terrain unfolds beyond. Summit air across the skin. White horizon opening wide. Boot step echoes through the stone. High wind pressure through the climb. Snow lines stretching past the clouds. Sunlight pouring on the ridge. Distance markers turning gold. Wide blue ranges flooding light. Ice fragments scatter through the path. Steel supports hum in rhythm. Climbing poles strike through the snow. Frost lines sweep beside the ridge. Glacier rivers bend below. Sun waves spread across the white. Distant valleys stretch in blue. Cloud reflections drift beneath. High cables cross the upper pass. Compass lights blink through the mist. Stone surfaces glow in silver. Pressure pulses hold the climb. Northern peaks expand in rows. Open air flows through the fray. Trail reflections sweep across the slope. Sunlit colors glowing gold. Blue pressure strikes against the ice. Snow currents sweep beneath the ridge. Harness buckles flashing light. Wind lines rush beside the cliff. White terrain unfolds below. Sunlight floods across the peaks. Mountain outlines stretch beyond. Open distance glows in gold. Summit air across the skin. White horizon opening wide. Boot step echoes through the stone. High wind pressure through the climb. Snow lines stretching past the clouds. Sunlight pouring on the ridge. Distance markers turning gold. Wide blue ranges budding light. Trail markers glowing through the snow. Ice reflections cross the stone. Wind currents sweeping through the pass. Summit lines stretching toward the sky. Snow lines curve beside the ridge. Blue pressure settles through the ice. White terrain spreads in pressure waves. Breathing currents pulse in rhythm. Frost patterns stretch across the stone. Compass lights blink soft in blue. Glove seams tighten through the climb. Northern air rolls through the pass. Trail edges bend beside the slope. Ice reflections sweep the frame. Rope tension vibrates through the gloves. High wind circles through the wide. Crystal surfaces catch the dawn. Boot marks press across the ridge. Cloud lines drift beneath the cliffs. Distance layers glow in silver. striking through the stone. Loose gravel shifting down the slope. Knee pressure driving through the turn. Dust currents sweep beside the trail. Harness straps bounce through the frame. Rock surfaces blurring gold. Breathing rhythms pulsing waves. Cliff pathways bend beneath the feet. Loose terrain rolls under boots. Wind pressure circles through the pass. Stone vibrations cross the ridge. Trail markers flash beside the drop. Jacket sleeves cut through the air. Footprints scattered through the gravel. Northern sunlight floods the slope. Fast terrain unfolding wide. Downhill motion builds in waves. Boot pressure striking through the ground. Falling stone paths curve ahead. Wind lines sweep beneath the arms. Running down across the ridge. Fast white gravel through the turns. Breath currents flowing through the cold. Trail reflections flashing gold. Steep terrain beneath the feet. Stone vibrations through the frame. Fast descent rolling wide. Northern cliffs beyond the blue. Rock fragments scattered through the lane. Trail cables hum beside the drop. Pressure pulses through the knees. Dust reflections streaking light. Bridge rails flash beneath the slope. Passing valleys spread below. Wind currents rush beside the cliff. Stone surfaces glowing white. Glove seams tighten through the descent. Boot marks cross the frozen path. Mountain roads stretch into blue. Sun pressure rolls across the ridge. Signal markers blink in rows. Heartbeat pulses strike and sync. Footsteps pounding through the trail. Loose terrain sweeping behind. Gravity rolling through the frame. Boot lines striking into stone. Cliffside pathways sweep ahead. Cold air circling through the pass. Running down across the ridge. Fast white gravel through the turns. Breath currents flowing through the cold. Trail reflections flashing gold. Steep terrain beneath the feet. Stone vibrations through the frame. Fast descent rolling wide. Northern cliffs beyond the blue. Boot pressure rolls through the slope. Wind lines sweep across the ridge. Ice particles drifting light. Passing valleys turning gold. Trail edges bend beside the cliffs. Harness buckles flash in a rhythm. Wide terrain rolling below. Open air glowing through the pass. Running down across the ridge. Fast white gravel through the turns. Breath currents flowing through the cold. garage floors, taxi headlights streaking gold, signal towers flashing blue, neon currents roll beneath, window panels catch the rain, sleeves brush through the crowded lanes, street vibrations pulse and sync, traffic rhythms bend through turns, digital signs drift overhead, bridge cables stretch through the glow, railway markers sweep below, city pressure floods the block, late night motion fills the road, fast reflections cross the glass, passing headlights sweeping waves, crosswalk patterns pulse ahead, street lines curving through the rain, midnight city running bright, neon colors through the rain, fast rail currents through the streets, window halos flashing gold, late night traffic through the roads, signal lights across the blue, glass reflections sweeping wide, urban motion flowing through, station speakers pulsing rhythm, ticket numbers glowing, rose concrete surfaces shine beneath, passing footsteps striking sync, bending lights flash through the mist, bus line markers drifting gold, wet road text to stretch below, engine currents roll beside, phone reflections cross the glass, shoulder lines blur through the crowd, metro pathways bend ahead, night air flowing through the rain, tower outlines glowing silver, traffic routes expand beyond, street currents sweep beneath the bridge, metro light flowing through the frame, train vibrations fill the phone, fast blue signals sweep ahead, passing tail lights, streak carving through the sky. Island coastlines split apart, harbor grids reduced below, cargo markers drift in rows, ocean sunlight floods the wing, tradable corners catch the glow, navigation lights blink soft, headrest tilt beside the aisle, cabin reflections sweeping curves, cloud layers open into blue, pressure rhythms hold the frame, seatback screens reflect the dawn, passing rivers turn to lines, wingtip patterns slice the air, condensation trails expand, sunlight rolls across the steel, northern coastlines stretching white. Cabin pressure pulls in waves, engine currents tighten low, flight indicators pulse ahead, skyline traces drift below, first flight over waking streets, silver lines beneath the wings, cloud banks stretching far and wide, window halos flashing bright, runway turning into gold, blue horizon running wide, altitude across the glass, jet streams carving through the sky. Turbine echoes blend in rhythm, sunlines sweep across the wing, mountain outlines drift below, ocean currents twist in silver, cabin lights glow into amber, route markers glow in rows, snowfields spread beyond the clouds, northern air expands ahead, first flight over waking streets, silver lines beneath the wings, cloud banks stretching far and wide, window halos flashing bright, flying past crossing through the blue, sunlit pressure through the frame, altitude across the glass, jet lines stretching through the blue, seatbelt markers glowing soft, cloud reflections drift in waves, window frames collect the dawn, wing lights stretching through the blue. Volcanic smoke across the road, board wheels rattling over stone, sulfur colors stain the ground, thermal currents twist in waves, loose black gravel shifts beneath, paint marks flash beside the tires, steam lines drift across the hills, orange warning lights blink low, wind pressure cuts along the sleeves, roadside mirrors catch the sun, mountain cables stretch in rows, radio pulses through the frame, helmet straps brush near the jaw, ash light spreads across the lane, passing trucks reflecting chrome, wide terrain unfolds ahead, board trucks grind against the curve, dust trails circle through the air, cracked white lines sweep downhill, engine echoes cross the ridge, thermal haze bends through the sky, guardrail streak beside the road, bridge supports flash underneath, signal poles lean through the turn, distant turbines spin in white, road signs vibrate in the wind, coastlines open far beyond, stone field ripple under light, loose terrain rolls toward the wheels, speed lines stretch beside the slope, cloud reflections sweep the visor, northern sunlight floods the steel, volcanic road under the cables sway in waves. Northern water bends in silver. Pressure circles through the frame. Foam lines spread beside the rail. Dive lights shimmer through the spray. Engine pulses drift below. Salt patterns slide across the glass. Wetsuit seams pull at the arms. Compass markers blink in blue. Breathing valves release in rhythm. Surface signals stretch behind. Ocean motion fills the lane. Current pressure rolls beneath. Water reflections sweep the steel. Wide blue currents fill the frame. Deep wave patterns shift below. Bubble trails extend in lines. Thermal ripples cross the surface. Tide rhythms sweep beside the boat. Silver fins cut through the blue. Water reflections bend in curves. Floating markers flash in rows. Pressure echoes pulse beneath. Sea spray gathers on the mast. Coastline lights drift through the mist. Rope tension vibrates through the gloves. Sea currents spiral toward the bay. Underwater sunlight flickers. Blue reflections spread across the rocks. Wide ocean patterns unfold beyond. Surface ripples turn to gold. Compass signals sweep ahead. Pressure lines collect in waves. Boat rails tremble through the current. Harbor outlines stretching wide. Tide tanks shift beside the deck. Foam currents roll beneath the hull. Wide sea motion fills the frame. Northern coastlines glow in blue. Current rhythms hold the motion. Silver tides expand below. Passing reflections cross the water. Engine lights reflect in amber. Wave pressure bends against the steel. Floating markers drift in rows. Blue water stretches beyond. Ocean roots curve through the light. Bubble currents drift below. Pressure ripples cross the hull. Massive reflections glow in blue. Deep wave rhythms turning slow. Summit air across the skin. White horizon opening wide. Footstep echoes through the stone. High wind pressure through the climb. Snow lines stretching past the clouds. Sunlight pouring on the ridge. Distance markers drifting small. Wide blue ranges flooding light. Rope tension pulls in waves. Metal clips flash near the gloves. Ice patterns spread beneath the boots. Cold air circles through the pass. Backpack straps press through the coat. Altitude signs blur in white. Breathing rhythms pulse in sync. Granite pathways split ahead. Signal flags whip through the wind. Cloud banks roll beneath the edge. Trail markers glow across the slope. Mountain rails cut through the ice. Helmet reflections catch the dawn. Radio currents drift in bursts. Snowfields ripple toward the sky. Sun pressure bends across the frame. Northbound ridges rise in rows. fragments scattered through the path. Steel supports humming rhythm, climbing poles drag through the snow. Frost lines sweep beside the ridge, glacier rivers bend below. Sun waves spread across the white. Distant valleys stretching blue, cloud reflections drift beneath. High cables cross the upper pass. Compass lights blink through the mist, stone surfaces glowing silver. Pressure pulses hold the climb. Northern peaks expand in rows, open air flows through the frame. Trail reflections sweep across the slope. Summit colors glowing gold. Across the slope, high terrain glows through the dawn. White distances roll beneath open wind, sweeping through the ridge. Blood pressure settles in snow. Grand currents pulse through the cold. Amber eyes beneath the frost. White stillness across the ridge. Boot lines striking through the stone. Loose gravel shifting down the slope. Knee pressure driving through the turn. Dust currents sweep beside the trail. Harness straps bounce through the frame. Rock surfaces blur in gold. Breathing rhythms pulse in waves. Cliff pathways bend beneath the feet. Loose terrain rolls under boots. When pressure circles through the pass, stone vibrations cross the ridge. Trail markers flash beside the drop. Jacket sleeves cut through the air, footprints scatter through the gravel. Northern sunlight floods the slow. Fast terrain unfolding wide. Downhill motion builds in waves. Boot pressure striking through the ground. Falling stone paths curve ahead. Wind lines sweep beneath the arms. Running down across the ridge. Fast white gravel through the turns. Breath currents flowing through the cold. Trail reflections flashing gold. Steep terrain beneath the feet. Stone vibrations through the frame. Fast descent rolling wide. Northern cliffs beyond the blue. Rock fragments scatter through the lane. Trail cables hum beside the drop. Pressure pulses through the knees. Dust reflections streaking light. Bridge rails flash beneath slow passing. Valleys spread below. Wind currents rush beside the cliffs. Stone surfaces glowing white. Glove seams tighten through the descent. Boot marks cross the frozen path. Mountain routes stretch into blue. Some pressure rolls across the ridge. Signal markers blinking rose. Heartbeat pulses striking sync. Footsteps pounding through the trail. Loose terrain sweeping behind. Gravity rolling through the frame. Boot lines striking into stone. Cliffside pathways sweep ahead. Coalesce, circling through the pass. Running down across the ridge. Fast white gravel through the turns. Breath currents flowing through the cold. Station lights blur through the rain. Crosswalk colors pulsing waves. Glass reflections sweep the street. Night pressure fills the frame. Train doors sliding through the glow. Card scanners blinking rows. Escalator rails hum low. Footsteps crossing polished floors. Taxi headlights streaking gold. Signal towers flashing blue. Neon currents roll beneath window panels. Catch the rain. Sleeves brush through the crowded lane. Street vibrations pulsing in sync. Traffic rhythms bend through turns. Digital signs drift overhead. Bridge cables stretch through the glow. Railway markers sweep below. City pressure floods the block. Late night motion fills the road. Fast reflections cross the glass. Passing headlights sweeping waves. Crosswalk patterns pulse ahead. Street lines curving through the rain. Midnight city running bright. Neon colors through the rain. Fast rail currents through the streets. Window halos flashing gold. Late night traffic through the roads. Signal lights across the blue. Glass reflections sweeping wide. Urban motion flowing through. Station speakers pulsing rhythm. Ticket numbers glowing rows. Concrete surfaces shine beneath. Passing footsteps striking sync. Bending lights flash through the mist. Bus line markers drifting gold. Wet road textures stretch below. Engine currents roll beside. Phone reflections cross the glass. Shoulder lines blur through the crowd. Metro pathways bend ahead. Night air flowing through the rail. Tower outlines glowing silver. Traffic routes expand beyond. Street currents sweep beneath the bridge. Rain light flowing through the frame. Train vibrations fill the floor. Fast blue signals sweep ahead. Passing taillights streak through rain. Neon pathways curving red. Midnight city running by. Neon colors through the rain. Fast rail currents through the streets. Window halos flashing up. Late night traffic through the roads. Signal lights across the blue. Glass reflections sweeping wide. Urban motion flowing through. Crosswalk lights flash through the rain. Steel reflections bending waves. Traffic pressure rolls below. Railway currents sweeping gold. High-rise windows glow through mist. Passing routes expand beyond. City air flooding through the street.